Hey you guys, welcome to Pulse of the Culture. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your girl, Paris Morgan, and let's talk about some things. So, the part of the culture that I want to talk about today is women in hip hop. So, I've got my notes, I'm ready to discuss and try to share these thoughts that I've had. So, where I really want to start with is discussing the difference between fans, supporters, viewers, and stans. I find myself in the category of a fan and a viewer, okay? So, in my opinion, and this is totally my opinion, I feel like the fans are those people who support you and who are rooting for you, but may not um, produce as much monetarily. So they're good for streams, they're good for viewerships, they're good for writing positive comments, like they're genuinely rooting for you, but they may not have the money to invest. So they're not gonna fall in the stands to where they're merchandise crazy, they have fan pages of you, they're like obsessed, okay? I'll talk more about that in a second, but I just kind of want to talk about the tiers. And then once again, I feel like you have your supporters. I feel like your supporters are different from your stands because your supporters have more money to support you and they really put their wallet where their mouth is. And like a supporter, I feel like even though they may not be high on the tax bracket of life, they'll spend their last dollar to have that merch of you because they really support you and what you do, and they really want to genuinely be a part of the moment and have like those souvenirs and memorabilia to reflect on those moments. Then I believe you have viewers. Okay, viewers is the nice way to say haters, okay? Viewers is also the way I put a lot of people in it, is because when you come across somebody and maybe you like a song or maybe you like an interview or something you said, and you start to get into this person. So you're not a fan yet, but you may not necessarily be supporting yet. You may not fully be a hater yet. Now, the reason I say fully be a hater, because there's get to a point in time when you're watching, but you're not a fan of them, okay? But you are watching, you are engaging. Those where I call the viewers and the haters. I say they're viewers because you still get that engagement, you still get that content, whichever celebrity or influencer that you're following, you're still putting energy towards them. So you're not a fan, you're not a supporter, and you're definitely not a stan because you're not obsessed with them in a positive way. But a lot of you guys say that you do not care about certain artists or certain people, but you know a lot about them, and I find that kind of weird. And as I begin to talk about some of these different artists, you'll understand why I put myself under a fan and a supporter, okay? And for some people, I'm a viewer, but I'm not on the negative side. I'm a viewer on the side where I know about you, I've heard of you, and when I hear your name, it piques my interest. But to actually tell you what song that you were on or what accolade or what makes you of your stature, I cannot do that. And so that's where those viewers go. But then, like I said, it's the other side of the viewers where they can't run down those facts about you because they've been viewing you and they don't like you. So yeah, they're not a supporter, they do not claim to support you, but you see them constantly in your groups, in your communities in which your fans, stands, and supporters where they are. But those viewers also occupy those spaces too, just to collect information, just to figure out why they don't like you, or just to find your flaws. I'm not really on that side because I don't care. Like, and I like the term girl's girl, but I don't like it because every time something gets not popular, but once someone expresses something and it's like, oh, okay, I understand that feeling, I can relate, then it gets twisted and people start to be like, you're not a girl's girl because of this, you're not a girl's girl because of that. But yeah, when I say I genuinely like to see people win, and that's why I'm talking about all of these women, because at the end of the day, they all are influencers and they all have influenced us in some type of way. That's why we do know them and their names to some capacity, and the reason why we have opinions. So yeah, now that I've got that out the way, I want to touch on one thing that I also don't like about fan viewerships. Now, just to make this a great segue, because how I identify myself in the whole grand scheme thing of this fan base, the supporterness, and what team I would collect myself upon. I like to say that I'm a hottie that's a part of the Navy. Okay, that's me. That's how I like to identify myself. If you want to find me on Instagram, I'm hottie_Paris M. And yeah, I'll put all those links below. But I am Team Rihanna for sure. Like, I'm a diehard. Now, I don't have the budget to be a stan, but I'm definitely a supporter. So when I can and where I can, I choose her and her products. I am so Team Fenty Beauty products. They do so great. Like, although I love myself, my skin is not perfect. And when I put her products on, I just, like, no false advertisement. And I love it. Okay, and then we go over to me being a hottie. Meg has talent, period, point blank. She's beautiful. She stands out. I like her because she's different. And I say different because she did come in taller. She did come in with the ability to rap. Like, and we're going to get into that. And I'm going to digress because that's going to break down the rest of this conversation. And yeah, so that's how I like to identify myself. I'm a hottie that's part of the Navy. Now, speaking of part of the Navy, my girl Rihanna just first off, I'm so sad we don't really get music no more. I have to say that because I am part of the Navy and I've been lost at sea, but it's okay because I'm on this ship and I know I'm good. I know I'm good. And she allows us to have a radio and we get to listen to other people. So, but yeah, Rihanna, I miss you in my airwaves. I do. Like, you're the balance to a lot of this, and I love your ballads. But I'm not going to digress too much because this is not a video about Rihanna. But I say that to say she just released the news that she's going to be releasing Fenty hair care. And I'm so excited. Of course, I'm going to try to use the products and just take my money. I'm saving now. Like, I don't know what the price is going to be, but I'm saving now. Like, yeah, priorities. Definitely a supporter when it comes to that because I'm definitely a hair girl. But I say that to say, and also the other reason I brought this up, and this is when it comes to fans and stans and stuff. So as we all know, earlier or later last year, Beyonce released her line Sacred. And, it had its moment, it had its vibe, and it's a new product. Congratulations to her. Can't wait to experience that and try that out as well too. However, because we all have an appreciation and a love for Beyonce, one of the things that goes around and say, don't do this on Beyonce's internet. This is Beyonce's internet. Part of the culture, right? Okay, cool. So why are y'all on Beyonce's internet trying to pit these women against each other? Like, I don't like that. So I said that to say because I saw the tweets that was like, oh my God, Beyonce's feeling about Rihanna's hairline coming out. And I'm just like, I hate that this is what us as the community, as the fans, the supporters, the viewers, the people who are not the entertainers, how we do this and how we mold and put people against each other. And I say we are a big part of that because all the bloggers are not going to report on those things if we don't engage in it. We create the news. We create what they gonna decide to put out there, what we gonna gravitate to. Okay, so like, if you don't view it, if you don't be entertained by it, that's not what they gonna put out there. Okay, so I just want to say that too. Like, although we have these high expectations for these influencers and for these celebrities and stars who are out there in front of us, we also buy into certain things. So you gotta have to take some accountability too when looking at all of these people in the grand scheme of things. Okay, now that I've got that part out the way, I've kind of talked about some of my biases, who I'm team for. Let's get into it. So, where do we want to start? Okay, let's talk and let's start with this Billboard's hot female hottest list. Let me yeah, I'm not even gonna get into the semantics of trying to say the name properly. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Here's the top 10. I have it in my notes. So at number 1, we have Nicki Minaj. At number 2, we have Sexyy Red. Number 3, we have Megan Thee Stallion. Number 4, we have Doja Cat. Number 5, we have Ice Spice. Number 6 has Glorilla. Number 7 is Cardi B. 8 is Lotto. 9 is JT. And 10 is Flo Milli. Now, I just want to say claps and kudos to all of the ladies, because at the end of the day, you're living out your dream and you have a level of success. So congratulations. So let's apply where it's applied is due. And all of these women do have a level of talent and do have a level of courageousness and bravery that we need to apply, because they've all went through things to get to this point. And there are women who started off with them who have tried to go through those things and were not successful, and they're not where they are. So although they're all on different levels, we're still going to clap for the levels that they have reached, and congratulations. So I'm definitely going to start this off by saying congratulations, because one thing for certain, two things for sure, I'm not a hater, and you got to give credit where credit is due. And I give credit that you guys have made it thus far, and I want to see you all continue to grow and climb. Now, let's get into some things. We're going to talk about this whole hierarchy of the female part of hip hop. I'm going to start this conversation off by saying I'm a millennial, okay? I myself, I'm 31, okay? So with that being said, my feelings about this whole situation, I feel like comes from a more mature part of you. And that's where some of these situations and comments and beefs and things really don't make sense, and how expectations amongst certain people are certain things. Now, we got to talk about the beginning, and in the beginning, which I'm talking about, I'm saying the reign of Nicki Minaj, okay? So let's talk about just the simple facts, the things that we all know to be true. When Nicki was on her reign and while she was doing her thing, there was a monopoly. Hip hop as the industry did not give multiple females the same amount of attention at the same time. So while there were other females that were in the party, and I'm saying the party as the industry, while there are other people in the party, they were, as we would say, seat fillers, okay? So yes, acknowledge that you were there, you were part of this event, you were part of that, but you were not the girl, okay? There was only one girl. When it came to hip hop, women were a token, okay? So in the different labels and different industries, they're parts of it, they had their own individual artists. So I'm just gonna name names because I don't know, but like Interscope had their lady, then you would have Atlantic would have their lady, and then each individual, what's the word I'm trying to say? What are those things called? Not industries, but labels. That's the word I'm trying to say. Each label had their one go-to woman. So because there's multiple labels, yes, there are multiple women in the industry at the same time. But the industry as a whole only focused on one, okay? And Nicki Minaj was just a girl. She beat out who her peers were. I'm not even going to say competition, okay? Her peers. But it is a competition in the sense, because if there's only one spot and if we're all trying to get for it, then technically we're competing. So these women were her competition, and she was the winner. She was the top. She definitely was the queen, right? Okay, so we're going to talk about that. She had her run, and her run was great. And I'm not saying she had her run as if her run is over, but I'm speaking on the prime of it, okay? During that time, not only because she was the only one, but because she had talent, and because with her talent and her knowing that she was the only one of the great things about Nicki Minaj was her personas, her personality. Because there was only one spot, but in reality, women are not a monolith. There are a bunch of different versions of us. She was able to capitalize and keep her longevity by being able to continue to remix herself or give you a different version. So while she was being that girl, she got to be all the girls. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, her being able to be a Barbie, because that is one of the things, she got to be different Barbie. So let's talk about Barbie. Barbie got to be a dream girl. Barbie got to be a doctor. She got to be a teacher. She got to be multifaceted. She got to have multiple faces. So although there was kind of like a deficit of a type of a girl, Nicki Minaj was that she was the weird girl. She was the preppy girl. She had the whole vibes. She was filling all the characters. If you want to put it in better context, she was what's his name? Eddie Murphy in this whole situation. She really did. She was out here, what is it called? Professor Clumps in it. Like, she played every role. Like, she was. I mean, although there was a need for other people because there are different people, because the industry wouldn't let them in, she didn't let it be a void to just not be that type of girl. She just was that type of girl. Now, through doing that, she got comfortable in being the only girl she liked, that because it came with a certain amount of power. It came with a certain amount of respect and a level of fear, right? So as her life is progressing, the reality is she's getting older. And I say getting older is because she's trying to mature. So she's trying to figure, there's a point in time where I'm going to say she got bored, but it's like, okay, she needs to, as an artist, give something new, give something fresh. It's cool to be able to make your fan base feel great and excited, but then when you go out there to want to perform these songs, you want to be able to have that same energy. You want to actually be able to love your music too. And you hear this by listening to just different artists talk about this song that blew up, I really didn't like that song. So you get to a point of life to where it's not that you don't have the talent. It's not that you can't rap the beat. It's what that you actually connects to. So Nicki Minaj kind of went on a hiatus, and I like to feel like she was finding herself. Not that she was lost, but it's like, okay, how do I truly want to present myself to the world? Because in reality, you have had this long run, and you have developed, you have changed, and some things it's just beneath her. And I say beneath her in an age sense, and as a maturity thing. Some things that was cool to do when she was 21 is not the same to do as when she's 30, not the same to do as when she's 40. Not to say that she cannot blend in and hang with everybody, but that's not her identity. That's not the perception, because the reality of it is Nicki Minaj is not dumb, and she does have a certain poise and a sense to her, and she does have a sense and of a reality of what she's trying to promote. So I can never hate Nicki Minaj. I can never hate Nicki Minaj. I actually like Nicki Minaj. I can't stand her fans. I cannot stand her fans. But with that also being said, this is where I understand Nicki Minaj and I identify with Nicki Minaj, but I can also clock her on her T. She's a brat. And because, like I just stated, she got to be that only girl, something like me and something like Megan, who she can clock. She got the only child syndrome. And the industry popped out some siblings. And yeah, the way she acknowledged y'all, because she didn't want to give y'all no knowledge. But the industry, and not even the industry, but the fans, we began to acknowledge them, because, so she acknowledged y'all in the beginning by calling all y'all her sons. All you bitches is my sons. But then it's like, I can't call you my sons, because I would never. If I was your mother, you would never. So she pulled back on calling you her sons. But she meant that though, because without her, and that's no dig or feat to y'all, there would be no place for you guys. And I say that in a sense of to be something different. While sex does sell, Nicki Minaj didn't come in here fully selling sex. She came in here with that gritty type, that raw type. She was more of a Glorilla type vibe. Like, okay, she was more on her New York, yeah, we thugging it type things. Like, yeah, I'm pretty, but don't let my pretty face fool you type vibe. Like, yeah, I'm with the shits too. She was in New York. Y'all was pitching the Yankees. She was pitching the Frankie. Like, come on now. Like, let's talk about it. But that's what we liked. But she was also able to give the sex side. So she showed that ability of duality. And like I said, through doing that duality, she also showed like, okay, it's not just sexy, it's not just gangster, but there's a whole bunch of different type of girls. You know? So she definitely she created the doors. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to say she opened the doors. I'm not going to say she created the doors. She unlocked those doors. That's what she did. She unlocked those doors. Now, this is the crazy thing, and this is when things come in. So, back to like I was saying, as she was figuring herself out, what she actually wanted to give to us, the world, the fans, because she is on that level. Now, let's take her out of hip-hop, okay? Because not only is she hip-hop, she is a superstar, okay? She is up there with Beyonce. She is up there with Rihanna. She is up there with the superstars of the country singers, the superstars of the rock. Like, there are levels to celebrityism and fame outside of just hip hop, okay? She is up there. So once again, that goes into her brand and her marketing and what she wants to put out there in the world. And the people who are truly and really on her level, what they're doing, those are her peers. Those are the people who she's in a bracket with, right? But, okay, so I put her up there with Beyonce and Rihanna. Let's talk about Beyonce and Rihanna. The difference is they're singers. So they're never gonna come off with a certain level of aggression in their music. You get what I'm saying? Now, Beyonce, however, she gets to play in both of those worlds. I ain't gonna hold you. Honorable mention, Trina. When she said when she said Beyonce is the best rapper of all time, clock it. I agree. I do and do. Cause did y'all hear her on Ape Shit? No, when Beyonce really raps, do y'all hear her? Do y'all hear her? Like, and the reason it's a head nod too is because one thing that rap does that has kind of evolved is they tell stories of glitz and glam and being that dude and that person and I'm moving in. It's more of a persona. It's an energy. Beyonce ain't capping in her raps. You hear me? Like when she pop her, she popping it. She popping it like, yeah. But Beyonce is definitely the queen of rap. And I say she the queen of rap because if she decided to make a rap album, yeah. But this ain't about that. This is not about that. But I say that it's a level of stardom. It's a level of respect. And it's talent. And when you're talented and you can do something, that's what it is. Okay, I went off into a tangent. Let me get back to where I'm at. So, Nicki Minaj is on this level, right? She's taking her hiatus, and not her hiatus, but she's getting herself together. During that time, we got the pandemic, okay? And a little bit before that, we got this wave of love and hip hop, right? So please stay with me, y'all. Please stay with me. Okay, so during Love and Hip Hop, well, pause, not even during. Love and Hip Hop first came out as trying to kind of research and put light on people who are pivotal in hip hop and kind of, I hate to say this, but kind of like falling off. Like, but your relevancy isn't gone. So this was to like boost you and to kind of get you back in the limelight, right? And so through that, and because the people who are on the show are pivotal and do have connections to things, there were new and upcoming people who wanted to get on the show, right? So here comes Cardi B, and because the show pre-existed before her, the hopes of getting on the show is to get people to find you. You blow up. Everybody wants to be Cardi B. Like, Cardi B is what everybody on Love and Hip Hop who has music wanted the outcome to be. Cardi actually got that. Now let's talk about why Cardi blew up. Cardi blew up because of her personality. Cardi B blew up for being regular, schmegular. She was relatable, okay? She took her success and her fame and put it into the music, and Cardi B had supporters out the gate. supporters. And then through her journey, whether she had writers, didn't, I don't know. I don't personally give a care about that. I like the product of the music. So if you make music I like you and your artistry, okay? But through her career, we began to actually like her music. Not only do we like her music, she had supporters to where her music went diamonds and all those other things. Not only just that, because, and let's also talk about this too. I really want to address this too. Cardi B had a, should I say a goal? She wanted to try rapping out, and it was good. It took off. We liked her, right? But Cardi never necessarily had a full-blown passion to be a rapper, okay? And I think we need to take that into consideration too when we talking about these people. And I say these people, I mean both genres and stuff. Like, some people really their whole life want to be a rapper. Same way some people want to be a dancer. Some people want to be an actor. And some people stumble upon it because they have the right connections, or they're good at it, or they just come over later in life. It's like, this resonates with me. I want to try, this is what I want to do, right? Cardi B became a rapper. She wasn't necessarily aspiring to be no rapper. And I said she wasn't aspiring to be a rapper, meaning that wasn't her child world dreams and stuff. And for a lot of these girls, it wasn't. You know, she was part of the culture, and that was one of the ways to get out. Now, you correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm saying all that to say, and you can also say to these people, they don't live, eat, and breathe, and like die being a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like, she enjoys doing it. It's a way to enjoy. Like, Cardi gives me the vibe that, how can I say, like, if she could really genuinely be successful and like just she would be like a motivational teacher, or like a motivational speaker, or a teacher. Like, you can tell she just really likes to connect to people, right? So doing her all things, you know, something that she was able to do that a lot of other people wasn't able to do. And I say other people, meaning the people kind of that came before her. She showed the world of how to be independent, how to get your endorsements, how to actually take your likeness, sell it. So she really infused being an influencer along with her celebrityness. You know what I'm saying? She was one of the first women to be able to market her likeness to where, like, the people before her, the people marketing and trying to use you, that's what they did. They did more of using it. Like, they manipulated you into being like, oh, you need to be sponsored with us. It's the big look. She was able to be like, no, you sponsoring me, I'm the big look. She was able to change the game in that way. Okay, follow me. So boom, like I said, and then on top of that, Cardi, we love you. I love you. I genuinely like your music, but you're not the best rapper. You can rap. You are talented. You do pass. You get a C or a B. And on some of your projects, you get an A, but you're not an A+ student. You're not an honor roll. You're not the best of the best. I'm not going to say that. You have a certain flow, a certain cadence, and we like you. I like you. But also, Cardi was never claiming to be the best. Okay, here comes Nicki. Somewhere along the lines, Nicki and Cardi are pitted against each other. I say somewhere along the lines because I don't know if it was genuinely something that Nicki Minaj didn't like. And I say that to say because Nicki can actually rap. Nicki actually has a certain level of standards. If Cardi B, not to be funny, but we're talking facts. If Cardi B was 10 years older and came out 5 years after Nicki Minaj and had the same trajectory, Cardi wouldn't have made the cut, because during Nicki Minaj's reign, the reason a lot of those girls didn't make the cut was because the raps not given. The raps are not given. But because we fell in love with Cardi and her personality and Her raps were easy and cool, and she made good music that opened the doors for the doors that Nicki unlocked, that opened the doors for those other girls who've got the look, the style, and the type personalities to be able to walk through those doors without the particular set of talent and skills, okay? I said it to say, once again, Cardi B, I love you. Your works get the credit that is due, but it's not top of the bar. No offense, but if you go talk to people who talk about real rapping and you start to break it down and who got flow, skill, tenacity, Nicki's up there. A lot of people are not with Nicki. Interest Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion can rap. Megan Thee Stallion got the flow. She got it. She got it. She has the talent. On top of she having the look, she's created her wave. She created her fan base, the hotties. Like, she has momentum and she has fans and she's curating it properly her way. Obviously, there's things going on in all of these ladies' careers that make certain things and avenues and stuff go certain ways. But all of these ladies are entering, and Megan came in because she was the polar opposite of Cardi. Cardi was, and I don't want to say fully polar opposite, but on the skill level, she had it. Like, Megan came in, like, that flow, the beat, what you seeing, she's hopping on it, and she's freestyling, you guys. Not everybody can freestyle. I want to pivot backwards too, to where Lil Wayne, he made it a trend and a thing to be like, yeah, I don't write bars. This all off the top of my head. I don't write shit down. Now everybody don't write nothing down that's off the top of their head, right? But that's cap. Because let me tell you, when people start to feel like that, it wouldn't say, okay, it's give me 5 minutes, give me 10 minutes. It don't come to you like that. And that's where different artists get different accolades. They get different titles. That's why their fans connect to them. Megan is somebody who can actually freestyle. Now, writing a song off the top, writing a song and freestyling are two different things. You know what I'm saying? Lil Wayne was able to do both. Lil Wayne could freestyle. But the thing is, with freestyling and creating a hit song, all freestyles is not going to be hit songs. Lil Wayne tricked a lot of people because he's like, damn, his freestyle's hitting like this. What you mean he ain't pre-write this song? Like, so that created a little shift that, I can be like this. I can do this too. But a lot of that kind of died down because it's just not given. If that's not you and that's not what you can do, it ain't it. And I say that to also say, Lil Wayne and I know Jay-Z came out and said something similar. So that was kind of one of the bars to set for being a GOAT, being one of the greatest. Like, I literally just spit hot fire. It just come out like this. I'm a dragon. When I open my mouth, what I'm saying is going. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying. When I just talk and have conversations, I say wisdom. I spit bars. That's where Nicki Minaj is at. But she's she's fighting because the thing she want to put out there needs to be wisdom. But at the same time, she got that only child syndrome. She got that I don't want to share. Let me show you why I'm better. Why you shouldn't be here. Like, she's doing something different, right? Okay, I want to digress a little bit. I want to pull all this together. Expectations. Nicki Minaj is 41, right? So I said it to say, let's go back 10 years because that's why I'm trying to count all of this stuff. So Cardi has been out for about 10 years, right? So that means she was 31. Cardi was 21. So you see the age gap. So for Cardi or any other girls who are coming into this space, while yes, Nicki is the it girl, she's the bar, she's the queen, she's all this, that, and the third. They still coming in there as young women. It's like, okay, I get to meet Nicki. I'm gonna be able to learn something from her. And then don't be able to learn. You realize that this woman who your predecessor is looking at you as competition. They don't want you to succeed. They don't want you to get up there because the fans are creating this diversity and they're feeding into it, right? So with this whole this Nicki hate train and this, that, and the third, but then stuff kind of slowly, but not fully will come out. People would be like, yeah, I had this bad experience with Nicki. Yeah, she was kind of rude to me. She was kind of mean. And that's where the hate train was coming out. It was just comments. Nobody ever came to the point where it'd be like, I'll never work with Nicki again. It never got to the point of fully being quote unquote blackballed, but it was a distaste in their mouth. So when Cardi came about and things started to re-back open up after the COVID and all things like that, there was somebody else to fill the void of like, okay, this girl brings in just as much. Those spaces that Nicki was fulfilling, somebody else can now fulfill those spaces. We can still get the attention of the audience with these people. So those doors that you unlocked and those spaces that you could used to be able to go get the bag from, now there's somebody else to go get the bag. Nicki doesn't like that. She wanted to continue her monopoly. So the arguments and the peace and the competition between her and Cardi it's ill. It made it all the way so much to where, okay, is this just friendly competition? Is this just rap? We just talking stuff? No, you get to one of them little award ceremonies, and it wasn't even for music, it was a fashion one, and then you get the altercation with Nicki, Cardi, and the Akbar girl. Now, Akbar is also a woman who is off of Love and Hip Hop. I say she off of Love and Hip Hop because if you're not in Atlanta and you don't know her natively, outside of that, like, nobody would know who you are outside of the show, okay? She is one of the girls who's trying to make it up in her career and use Love and Hip Hop as one of those things. And it's like, you have inserted yourself and continue to insert yourself. And it's like, you got the same time frame. How are you mad at this woman that came from the same position you was? Cardi, that's the thing. I've never seen, and that's the difference between, I feel like, Cardi and Nicki, in my opinion. Cardi is not comparing herself to anybody. Cardi don't be subbing somebody. If Cardi thinks she's better than anybody, she ain't letting it be known. You know what I'm saying? She not commenting and looking for that. Like, Cardi finds herself hilarious and she keeps her fan base and supporters entertained through her personality. Like, yes, we like her music, and when she drops her music, yes, we listen to it, we bop to it. But like, enough is cool, but it's not enough because it came out by itself. Is you popping shit, but you kind of been quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these songs are just, they're as good as the music is that she's dropping. It's her timing of when she's dropping the things. But we also got to take into consideration the things that have went on in Cardi's life parallel to her career. She's had children. She's had deaths in the family. She's had tension in her marriage. We have to be realistic with this. Even we can go over to Beyonce. Beyonce showed everybody and was like, you could be pregnant and out here still getting it. She did, for sure. She did. But if y'all peep, she worked while she was pregnant. But when she dropped those babies, she was at home being a mom. And the music and stuff she put out, that's what was holding us over. She not outside. She at home tending to her children, building it. She on Blue, the twins. She got 3 kids right now. She has 3 children. And she's had multiple pregnancies. So that was her focus. And she does enough to serve her fans. And she creates time and base. If y'all pay attention, she worked and she did what she had to do with Blue. And she did that to show, when I had these other babies, I don't want to hear nothing about being pregnant. I don't want to hear nothing about that. I created the blueprint to show y'all that I can do it. It can be done. That's not an excuse. But now, because she's shown that it can be done, she gets to pick and choose and pop up when she want to, because she already done put the play out there to show that it can be done. Y'all can't say because you got a kid, I'm gonna be busy. If you want to make it work, it can work. And the fans, as people, is still gonna receive it. It's still gonna be respected. That's something Nicki, Cardi, and I believe Rihanna as well, and Beyonce too, is still trying to, with their music, shift over into womanhood, motherhood, maturity. And honorable mention to Sukihana. because she speaks on, yes, she makes vulgar music and all this, that, and the third, but it's not for the children. She don't make the music for the children, and she actually monitors what her children listen to. And Cardi has mentioned, like, and we saw the little video, when WAP is on, she turn it off in front of Culture. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say, you got to think, these are women who are now mothers, who are not only, they're more in tune to what they're putting out there, because when their children come and look at it, they thinking about those conversations. They thinking about the influence that they're trying to have, that what they're actually projecting. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm saying all of this, and I hope it ain't digressing and it's not too much and all over. But Nicki Minaj is supposed to be the one helping the girls, and instead she dividing the girls, and I don't like it. And other people are jumping on the wave of it, and it's like, you ain't gotta do all of that. Okay, Sexy Red. Why I cringe with Sexy Red, because the adult in me, get it sexy, and that's my Aries sister. Once I found out she was an Aries, I had to like her. Like, I just had to like her. Like, I wanted to not like her so bad. I wanted to not like her. I'm not gonna lie. Same reason in the beginning I didn't like the City Girls. I didn't like them because I don't like what they promoting. I don't like how young they look, and they look like these teenagers, and the teenagers look like adults. So that's my bias. That's why I don't want to like them. But, you know, it's not a celebrity's job to raise nobody. So if you don't know how to indulge and ingest things in proper doses, that's on you. That's with gambling, drinking, prescription medications, illicit street medications. If you don't take the right amount, you can have different effects. So same thing with music. If you living by every word of these people's music, and that's not your life, which it's not, because none of us have the money they have, even if they talk about what they did before, you still got to look at the statistics. Like, okay, yeah, the City Girls might have been hot thought box and tricking their way to the top, but how many other girls also did that and it didn't work for them? You know what I'm saying? You got to understand what an exception is. You got to understand when it's a time and a place for everything. Yes, I might bob my head to some Sexy Red. I might even throw on the Sukihana song. But I'm not going to throw that on in the workplace. I'm not going to throw that on in front of kids. I'm not going to throw that on at a family reception. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to throw that on a family reception, because who am I throwing my ass for? Like, with me personally, I ain't got no man. So, but even if I'm doing all of that, like, who trying to get jetty and freaky in front of elder people? Like, that's just, it's not the time, space. But, you know, to each their own. Yeah, Ice Spice, I like her. I think she's really pretty. I think Ice Spice gives me a cult following. Like, she's an acquired taste. Like, I really definitely feel like there's a space for her music and her sound, because because I like her and Glorilla. I put them in a similar space. With it's that aggressiveness, like, still being girly, still being cute, but like, nigga, what's up? Like, I ain't one of them. Like, don't think just cause shit sweet, you about to play with me and my intellect and my intelligence. Like, it can get real gritty here. Like, that's why I like both of them, because I like their duality. So you can still be cute, but cute don't mean gullible. So, you know, that's why I say it's a space for her. And I also like, I really like Ice Spice because she got that grittiness, but with a softness. You know what I'm saying? Her voice and her demeanor is naturally soft. And I also like that too, because she's a representation of girls. Like, just because I'm soft-spoken or my voice is soft don't mean you get to play with me. Don't mean I can't turn up like a girl who louder. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I say I put Ice Spice and Gorilla in the same category, because they young and they get that oomph to them, okay? But Glorilla, she just a little bit more F these niggas. Like, F them. Like, I don't care. Like, she just a little bit more rough around the edges, and I like a rough girl. Like, I'm a millennials, baby. Like, I'm damn near a rough rider, but we gonna relax. We're not gonna go back that far. Let's see. Doja Cat. Doja Cat is also somebody who, to me, is like an honorable mention, because although I don't too much care for Doja Cat because of her anti-blackness, like, and just came out recently that, you know, basically she tried to reach out to her father throughout the years, and he basically was like, nah, kid, like, stay out there where you are, cool, kudos, I'm busy out here being a star in Africa. So I understand where that hatred come from, but some of that other stuff I'm not rocking with, because I'm not saying be embarrassed of the kinks and the stuff that you do in the dark and stuff, but I don't know, it's just too controversial. But like I said, she has talent too. So like when I go listen to Doja Cat music, I thought it gives some alternativeness. She got skills. Like, so on this top 10 list, no cap, skill wise, this is who I think is the top, no particular order. But Nicki, Megan, Doja, and the person I'm debating on putting on there is Flo Milli. The reason I'm on Flo Milli is because Flo Milli, okay, this is something else I want to say, but I knew about Flo Milli way before any of these other girls that's on this list. But once again, she was younger. So like, what, about 8-10 years ago? Even if I just put it 10 years ago, she was 14. And I say that to say because Latto knew about her, saw her on the rap game growing up. Like, she has talent. I'm not gonna cap to you, but it's a certain level of flexibility that's in there. With Latto, I feel a little disappointed with her because I feel like she kind of fell into the politics of the game in a weird way. And I feel like that beef with Nicki Minaj, it put I don't know how to explain it, because one thing I can say, the Latto's beef with Nicki Minaj also showed that beefing with Nicki Minaj is not really gonna stop no motion if you already have motion. Like, Nicki Minaj really not stopping nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because Latto is not trying to compare herself or trying to say she's better than, she found basically the cheat code and the loophole to be like, okay, I don't rock with Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj ain't all that, but I'm not about to say I'm up there with her, because she still give her props and her accolades. Like, you are a predecessor. You unlock these doors for us. Like, I'm gonna give credit where credit due. Latto has given her flowers, but because Latto has basically said she don't necessarily fully rock with her, you know what I'm saying, or she went from a supporter to a fan, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's still gonna be a level of respect, because let's just be honest, everybody we've named has listened to Nicki Minaj, has rocked out to her songs. We know one of her songs. That's what I'm saying. We're not gonna act like she's not her. We're not gonna act like that. They just realizing that you're mean. Like, you're a mean girl. And it's like, you know how distasteful that is? Like, and I feel like it'll be a different if if Nicki Minaj was coming in here, like with Nicki Minaj, I feel like she was trying to put Cardi in her place or whatever, right? But Cardi was only at the top because the people lifted her up there. You know what I'm saying? Cardi was not on a pedestal because she sat on a pedestal and tried to look down on everybody. And that's what it stresses me out about Nicki. And I think another reason some of that tension is too is because, and I did my information, so Nicki is from the Bronx. Cardi B is from the South Bronx. Nicki is Trinidadian and Tobago, and Cardi is Trinidadian and Dominican. So it's like a culture war too. And it's like, all of these mixed feelings and cultures arguing about being that girl to influence us African American Black, Latino, slave descendants where we don't really actually know where we come from. We don't even get a mid stopping point to be able to embrace onto no Hispanic, no island type culture. And it's like, it's weird. It's really, really weird. It's weird, and it's like, it's so deep, y'all. It's just deep, and it's just like, what's the reason? Like, I'm really at the point that's like, what's the reason? Like, even if you feel like you better than somebody else, then why you can't just feel like that and put out music that proves that? Like, why do you have to openly throw shade? And that's my thing, and that's what stresses me out, because outside of the music, what are you telling girls to do? What are you influencing people to do? That's where my problem comes in with Nicki. The way she charges her barbs to do some of the negative things that they have done, that's what gives me my icks with Nicki. She gives that, I'ma use my power to make people do my dirty work type stuff. Like, you thrive in seeing people fall. Like, that's the only thing that bothers me about Nicki. Like, that's the energy and that's the vibe that it gives. Like, why are you laughing at the downfalls of people? You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to be laughing at your enemy. Like, it's one thing somebody attack you and it's like, haha, shots, and you take them out. You shouldn't have shot at me, haha, that's what you get. It's another thing for like nobody to be shooting at you and they just demise and you just over there laughing like, ah, look, she thought she was climbing to the top. She thought she was going somewhere. Like I don't understand why I pick on people. I don't know. And that's where it, like, Nicki Minaj, it bothers me, because she's like a bully. And that's another reason why Cardi has gotten so far too, because Nicki was giving off bully energy, and Cardi came in like, you can't bully me. Like, bully me how? Like I said, she had the support of the people, and like I said, she was creating good music that was relatable. So the music itself is good. And so I don't know, it was just like weird. And like I said, when somebody is 10 years your senior, even if somebody gonna check you, and I say check in a way to say it's correct you, it's the way they do it. Because somebody could come talk to you and give you some game and be like, no, this ain't what it is. This ain't like this. This how it could come off, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, like a conversation. But you could tell amongst them a conversation was never had. Like, was never had. Nicki shows to the fact that she don't care. She not trying to rock with you. She not trying to help you. She don't want to, like, you know what I'm saying? She don't want to see you succeed. So it's like, why give somebody who don't want to see me succeed any type of energy, any positive? Why? Like, this girl literally basically don't like me, and it's for no reason. These girls are 10 years apart. They didn't grow up by the time Cardi was even thinking about being successful. Nicki had already been successful, had money, to moved out. Like, so it's like, why do you not like these girls? Your beef is not even with these girls. You really mad at the fans, the supporters, that we gave them the position to be like, okay, we like your music enough. When these people in the industry put you here, people came in and they knew their music. Like, I don't understand. Like, she's mad at people's success. And it is crazy because you're mad because they don't even have the accolades that you have. So why are you mad at them? Like, why? Like, I don't know. It's just crazy. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Like, I don't want to go off on too much of a tangent. I feel like I said everything I wanted to say. I just can't wait for Megan to drop her music coming out June 28th, because I'm ready for the rest of this hot girl summer going into the fall. Like, yes. And yeah, that's all I want to say. I was going to touch on the Cardi B Bia situation, but I'm just going to have to make that a separate video because, yeah, I'm sorry, but Bia, you didn't make the top 10. So I don't think I really should introduce you in this video. I'll talk about that in this separate video. Comment down below what y'all think. I want to know how old y'all are, because that's something else that I want to say. You got to give some of these girls grace, because although y'all be trying to compare them to Nicki Minaj now, like, let's take Nicki and look at her at that certain age and then compare her at that age to these girls. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I feel like that y'all do that's really unfair. And yeah, it's a whole lot that I want to say, and I'm trying to be all over the place, but I just need y'all to engage with me. I want to know what y'all think. Barbs, please don't do too much, like at all. Like, I'm down to have a constructive conversation with y'all, but I'm really only trying to talk to the Barbs who are more on the chill level, as in communication. Like, I understand if you're a Barb, you're gonna feel how you feel and you passionate and you standing on what you standing on, but you can stand on it with a simple tone. Like, don't talk to me like you crazy, cause yeah, I'm not one of them. Because in real life, you wouldn't talk to me like that, and you wouldn't be able to talk to me like that. So, and I think that's the other thing. Like, y'all be real gassed up behind this internet. And like I said, baby, I'm 31. I know what it's like to be outside. I know what it's like to get to handle business before all these cameras went up. Like, when I say check my resume, I have a real resume. You have to go ask about it, but it's out there. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't gonna talk too much. I'm gonna digress, and I'm about to get into this Cardi and Bia conversation, because that's a whole thing in this part too. Thanks for tuning in to Pulse of the Culture. Once again, I'm your girl Paris Morgan, and let me know what you think. Are you a stan, fan, supporter, or just a viewer? And who your team? All right, bye y'all.